gets the snap, steps back in the pocket, stays on his feet. Milroe to the 5, Milroe to the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Jalen Milroe with a 5-yard touchdown rush, and the Crimson Tide build the lead to 13-6 over USF with 3:28 remaining in the second quarter. This is Roger Hoover, now joined by the new head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Kalen DeBoer. Roll Tide, Coach.
Roll Tide.
First appearance here at Baumhower's for Hey Coach. We look forward to hosting you all throughout the football season coming up.
Stidham goes under center. Goes back to pass. Pressure on him. Fires over the middle, and it's intercepted. Anthony Jennings got it at the 39, takes it to the 46 before he's tackled. Alabama gets the stop on third down with the interception by Anthony Jennings.
Motion Christian Leary. Gets the snap, stands back in the pocket, surveys his options, steps back to the 20-yard line, still the football, starts to scramble out to the 15, now dumps it out on the right side. Leary's got the catch at the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Bryce Young stayed on his feet so long to let that play develop. 12th ranked Tennessee Volunteers and the 17th ranked Indiana Hoosiers in Knoxville. Glad to welcome you courtside at the Food City Center. This is Roger Hoover alongside former Vol great Steve Hamer. And Steve, what a matchup we have in store today. Tennessee trying to build on an SEC championship, run to the Elite Eight last year. Meanwhile, Indiana trying to make it back to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I know Halloween, the spooky season, Roger, is right around the corner, but trust me, this is all treats and no tricks.
The 1-2. Got him swinging. A fastball at 95 from the freshman. Even though you were just a sophomore last year, I think you go to anybody that followed Crimson Tide football closely, fans of the program, they'd say you were one of the leaders of this football team this past year. When did you feel that responsibility to speak up maybe a little bit more with some of your teammates?
Probably as soon as Bryson Wood left, because I knew there was going to be a hole left by them.
Pops a three-pointer, hits a three, cuts inside, throws it up, throws it in, count the basket. Hemlark had it stolen by Davison, no one in front. Thunderous right-handed dunk, J.D. Davison of Alabama. And whether in Atlanta, Georgia, or Seattle, Washington, it's a bad day to be a Bulldog. It's under 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Alabama leading 14-6 over USF. Third down and 7 for the Bulls. From their own 28-yard line, Brown gets a belt-tie snap, steps back in the pocket, fires over the middle, incomplete. Intended target was the tight end, Peyton Singletary. Malachi Moore with coverage for the Crimson Tide.
And what else you had? You also had pressure.
Clowney, right to Burnett, slamming it home for Alabama.
Did you sleep last night?
Not much.
Yeah.
I finished the video up about 2. So I should have gone to bed, like sleep. I couldn't go to sleep though.
I couldn't either.
It was like 3:30.
It was about 2:30 for me. I was too wired from the game.
Back in 5,
2,
1, open it.
And welcome to the first episode of the Nate Oates Show. I'm Roger Hoover, along with the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Nate Oates. And coach, your first television show. How's everything going in Tuscaloosa?
It's going great. We beat Auburn last night.
Milroe gets the snap. Hands off Miller, bounces it one step to the right, then keeps moving forward inside the 5 before he's tackled, and the Crimson Tide get closer to the goal line.
And I love how we're not hesitating or anything. A lot of times these backers are sticking their noses in there, taking away these gaps, but we're able to get in position, and the running backs and Jam Miller's being patient, allowing things, but then using that strength to drive forward.
6-yard gain, ball on the 5-yard line of USF. Crimson Tide with second down and 4. Alabama can still gain a first down here. Milroe in the shotgun with Miller just to his right. Milroe, hands off. Moving forward, Jam Miller right to the line of scrimmage at the 5-yard line before he's quickly stopped by South Florida, setting up third down. The stop made by the linebacker, Mac Harris.
That's just a one-on-one situation with Mac Harris and Jam Miller, and unfortunately we weren't able to win it. Otherwise, it's a touchdown.
Third down and 4, ball on the USF 5-yard line. 3:49 left to go in this second quarter. Alabama trying to build on a 7-6 lead against USF. Haynes is the running back on the right side of the shotgun to Milroe. Milroe, third down and 4 from the USF 5-yard line. Alabama up by a point. Milroe gets a snap, steps back in the pocket, stays on his feet. Milroe to the 5, Milroe to the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Jalen Milroe with a 5-yard touchdown rush, and the Crimson Tide build the lead to 13-6 over USF with 3:28 remaining in the second quarter.
Boy, and I tell you what, I don't think this play with most quarterbacks is going to result in a touchdown. They brought pressure, wholesale, cover 0, man-to-man on the outside. It was a design quarterback draw, I believe, and somehow or another he was able to maintain his balance in the contact he was experiencing and break free for the touchdown.
Nealon Hibbett will snap. James Burnip will hold. It is Graham Nicholson on for the point after attempt. Snap by Hibbett. Hold by Burnham. Nicholson swings the right leg through, and this one is through the uprights to give the Crimson Tide a 14-6 lead over USF with 3:28 remaining in the second quarter. We will step aside for a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Coach, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, we had 2 touchdowns called back with penalties. Lost the momentum of the game. Not playing very well in defense, not stopping the run, so we need to do a better job of that.
Tonight in Starkville, it's Alabama against Mississippi State at Davis-Wade Stadium.
Let's go. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
A lot of lessons learned for this Crimson Tide team last week.
Now we're going to see, coming in here getting tested again with the noise, the cowbells. Like I said, Leach in this spread offense, how we're going to respond defensively. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited to watch it.
Davis gets Quinterly just past the timeline. Top of the key, heaves it at the buzzer. That's no good, and the game of the year in college basketball is over in a full 60 minutes of play and 4 overtimes.
Any way possible.
Number 18 Alabama defeats number 1 North Carolina 103-101 at the Phil Knight Invitational in Portland. Roll Tide and welcome to our coverage of National Signing Day 2025. This is Roger Hoover. Pleased to be joined by Roman Harper here in the studios at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And Roman, it's great to have you back here in Crimson. Roll Tide, man.
Thanks, man. Roll Tide. I don't get to say that too often on my normal day job, so it feels really good to be able to say that today. And Roger, don't sit up here and act like you're not shining on me with that ring. Go ahead and tell the people what you just put on.
We bam it. That's what we do.
Okay.
In the words of my buddy Damian Square. But no, it's an exciting time around Alabama football. The regular season just wrapped up with an Iron Bowl victory, and now this is the official National Signing Day for the early signing day. Things have changed a little bit, signing days, since your time.
I mean, that was dinosaurs ago, but yes.
Philon over the timeline at the top of the key. Philon pops a three-pointer and connects! LeBaron Philon Jr. He makes it 82-76 on the bank burst three-pointer. Gramatica approaches the football, and we're underway in the third quarter of play at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Law at the 2-yard line will take it out. Runs to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Has running room past the 30, to the 35, to the 40. Still on his feet until he fumbles the football. A scramble for it, and USF will recover the fumble, and it will be South Florida football to begin this third quarter after the fumble. And it was Gramatica, the kicker, Tyler, that recovered the fumble for USF.
Well, that was a gift right in his pocket, though. But Kendrick Law, an excellent return all the way up to about the 45-yard line. And I'm not sure exactly, but someone poked it away from him from behind as he was trying to get by a defender.
So with that, trailing 14-6, South Florida will have the football. Byron Brown leading the Bulls onto the field. The running back will be Naquan Wright in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers stacked to the left, 2 lined out to the right. Brown gets the snap, screen pass on the right side right to the 45, stays on his feet, and just at the numbers of the 50-yard line, he'll be tackled. Penalty marker down the play.
Tack more yardage on there. They had a face mask, so they're going to tack on. That's going to move the ball down to about the 35-yard line. We'll talk about a swing of plays, too. Alabama set up to get the ball around, start that possession around midfield.
Defense number 11. 15-yard penalty from him to run. Automatic first down.
Jahad Campbell called for the penalty on Alabama. 9 penalties for a loss of 75 yards for Alabama so far today.
Yeah, it's just bad deal right there. So the ball goes all the way down to the 34-yard line for South Florida. Here they have an opportunity to tie this ball game up with a touchdown.
This will be a fun one.
And 2 coaches that know each other extremely well. Nate Oates was previously the head coach at Buffalo. One of his top assistants, Brian Hodgson, 4 years there at Buffalo, and then they came to Alabama where they had a lot of success winning SEC championships, sending players to the NBA.
Hodgson, known as an ace recruiter, played a big role in the run that Alabama has had here under Nate Oates' leadership. He's been able to take a lot of that leadership now to Jonesboro.
Great play once again by Mackenzie George, who is now a 5th-year senior with Tennessee. Transferred to Tennessee from Cal Poly, has become a fan favorite for a lot of reasons, mostly her play on the field, but also due to her dog, Rocky, who has become a superstar online.
He's almost like the 12th man for this Tennessee team. In fact, Roger, you and I were down on the field earlier on, and in comes Mackenzie George with Rocky.
He's chilling in the locker room during the game. And then again, fans have really gained a lot of notoriety for Rocky because of all these TikTok videos. You can follow her at Kins and Rocky. And he's involved in every single one, including a lot of workout videos and just cool stuff around the team. Ryan Nelson starting to attack. To the center. Off the head of Mackenzie George. Rocky's mom with Tennessee's 6th goal of the night.
I wonder if Rocky's howling in the locker room right now.
It's a grand slam. Bryce Fowler delivers the grand slam. I'm Roger Hoover, a play-by-play broadcaster and host for the Alabama Crimson Tide on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Here's a day in my life back on February 25th, 2025, when really everything came together with my day job, plus my role as the play-by-play broadcaster of Alabama baseball and a host and sideline reporter for Alabama men's basketball. The day started early at 7 o'clock with a 30-minute Peloton ride, thanks to Hannah Corbin. Then it was time for some cereal and that mean espresso just before my first of 3 radio interviews that day. More than that, there's just really not that many weaknesses for the Crimson Tide so far this year. I think the strength probably starts with the pitching staff. Then it was time to leave my home in Birmingham and make my way to Tuscaloosa with the next radio interview.
We missed our Hoover time last week. Man, we are glad you're back with us today.
Oh, glad to be back with you guys. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of good things happening right now for Alabama, really all across the board. I listened to an Alabama baseball podcast after the interview, made my way to Bryant-Denny Stadium, the first of my offices for the day, got to the Advantage Center and set up in our podcast studio for a Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR interview with Alabama softball's Caitlin Riley. Caitlin, it's great to have you with us. How's everything going? Roll Tide.
It's great to be here, and I really appreciate y'all having me on.
At Bryant-Denny, I finished my baseball prep, also uploaded our daily report Crimson Tide Today to our Learfield affiliates across the state. Boomo Bug, I'm doing really well. Should I claim Rogersville or should I claim my current hometown of Hoover?
Yeah, do both, buddy. There you go. You're a privileged character. You got all the leverage here, Roger. You can do what you want, but man.
Back in my office across the river, it was time for a quick lunch and then posting the Caitlin Riley interview to YouTube and to our social media platforms. Then it was off to Sewell Thomas Stadium, the next stadium of the day, getting ready for Alabama baseball against Jacksonville State. Went down to the field, recorded a quick interview with the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Rob Vaughn. Then it was back upstairs, getting the equipment ready in the broadcast booth, filling out my scorebook and play ball. Slider is swung on and lifted high and deep to left field. Say goodbye! Justin LeBron, 3-run homer, and the Crimson Tide keep pouring it on in the bottom of the second. It's now Alabama 8, Jacksonville State 1. Alabama Crimson Tide improved to a perfect 9-0 on the season with today's 9-run victory over Jacksonville State. The final score in Tuscaloosa, Alabama 20 and Jacksonville State 11. The game was around 3 hours 40 minutes, so I missed the men's basketball pregame show, but I quickly made my way across the streets to Coleman Coliseum, got in my seat, and was ready to go for my sideline duties for men's basketball.
Roger with Coach. Coach, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, much better start. You know, our number one thing on defense was we got to start with a sense of urgency.
After talking to Coach Oates, it was time for the halftime show. Halftime in Tuscaloosa. It's Alabama 53 and Mississippi State 27. Roger Hoover, glad to welcome you to the Toyota Halftime Report. Continued my sideline duties during the game, then it was back to the table for the post-game show as we put a bow on an Alabama win. Final score in Tuscaloosa, it's Alabama 111, Mississippi State 73. Roger Hoover, glad to welcome you to the region's post-game show. Made it home just before midnight in Birmingham. A long day, but a good day, getting to do a little bit of everything with my job with the Crimson Tide Sports Network from
Mississippi
Learfield.
State 111-73, the final score.
Radio announcer delivered a brilliant play-by-play call of a baseball destroying his laptop.
Swing, and that's fouled straight back and off my computer. Oh my goodness. That just happened. So my computer is completely cracked, and this just became one of the worst days I have had in quite some time.
That is Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp announcer Roger Hoover calling Wednesday's game against the Mobile Bay Bears from the press box. He says he needs a new computer now.
I love there's a team called the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
Yes.
He kept it clean too, right?
I did not know.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, good for him. He's a true pro.